How an altercation between Mark Sanchez and a truck driver revealed the pressure on the leaders of America's big cities. Observers from around the country tuned into Monday's news conference featuring the Marion County, Indiana, prosecutor and the Indianapolis police chief interested to hear more about the bizarre incident involving former NFL quarterback and current analyst Mark Sanchez. What they also got was an argument in defense of downtown Indianapolis from two of the area's top law enforcement officials after days of heated viral online criticism. Their responses revealed the pressure local leaders are under at a time when crime in America's biggest cities is under an intense microscope because of the Trump administration's threats to send in federal troops against local wishes. A high-profile incident like the one involving Sanchez takes on added significance. Not only is it a violent altercation involving a former college and professional star who was an up-and-coming broadcast analyst before the incident took place, it also makes local officials a lightning rod for those who think they're too soft on crime. Prosecutor Ryan Mears and Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Chief Chris Bailey made news in their statements to the media, revealing that Sanchez is now facing a felony charge related to the early Saturday altercation that left him with multiple stab wounds. But they also spent much of their time fighting back against critics who used the news of Sanchez's injury to rip them and Indiana's capital city in the wake of the incident. Many of those hot takes, that what happened was another example of a city out of control, rampant with random crime on innocent visitors, ran cold when Indianapolis police released more information about the incident, painting Sanchez as the aggressor in the sequence of events involving the 69-year-old truck driver Perry Tole. The professionalism that we saw from our teams is what makes this department and this city one of the best in the country, and their commitment to our community and keeping downtown and every neighborhood in our city safe was evident, Bailey said as he addressed reporters. Downtown Indianapolis remains a safe and welcoming environment for the people that live here and the people that visit here. It remains one of our safest neighborhoods to date. Violent crime is down 5% in downtown. Property crime is down 11% overall. Crime is down 10% and across our city violent crime is down 21%. That is because of the hard work of all of our partners in the criminal justice system, including Prosecutor Mears, and the work of our detectives. The work that we see from our Office of Public Health and Safety and the work of our boots-on-the-ground, community-based organizations who every day are doing their part to make our city safe. After news broke that Sanchez was stabbed, but before it was made public that he was under arrest for his role in the incident, social media was buzzing with criticism of Mears and local Indianapolis leaders. Many posts on X encouraged President Donald Trump to send federal troops into Indianapolis as he has done with Washington, D.C., Chicago, Los Angeles and others. Other statements took shots at local leaders. The state's GOP governor, Mike Braun, said city leaders must do their jobs and hold criminals accountable, because the news of the incident hurts our city and state. GOP City Councilman Michael Paul Hart said the incident fits a pattern we can't ignore. And there were others who attacked Indianapolis itself. Dan Dakich, a former basketball star at Indiana University who later coached at the state's flagship school and Bowling Green University before becoming a broadcaster on ESPN and was a radio host in Indianapolis for many years, said the stabbing should not be a surprise, as the city has a ton of fatherless and armed African American kids descending on downtown Indy every weekend. But after prosecutors and police released more information alleging that Sanchez was the aggressor and Tole appeared to be acting in self-defense, Braun deleted his post on X. Mears said Monday that the politicization of the incident before the facts were made public was disappointing. The most important thing is that we get information out there that is accurate, and anytime people jump to conclusions and don't rely on facts, that's obviously disappointing for us, Mears said in response to a reporter. Though, we have conversations about what's taking place in Marion County, when those types of things are said, it's not really an attack on me. It's an attack on 420 people who work in the prosecutor's office who are dedicated to their job. Mears added, we always want to have that conversation. Where I think my frustration sometimes comes from is everybody's quick to blame and point fingers. We need substantive responses that actually address the challenges that we're facing and give everybody the tools and resources that they need to be successful. On social media, he was more blunt, taking Braun to task for attempting to exploit senseless violence for political gain without knowing any facts. The truth didn't fit his narrative and he deleted his tweet. If one deleted tweet finally gets Mears to start paying attention to the violent crime epidemic in our capital city, putting violent criminals behind bars, and keeping Indianapolis safe, then I will start deleting more tweets. Braun retorted. Sanchez's family calls it a deeply distressing time. Sanchez was in the city to work as an analyst on Fox Sports' broadcast of the Indianapolis Colts game against the Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday. According to a new affidavit filed Monday, Sanchez was running in an alley near the Indianapolis Marriott downtown when he approached the 69-year-old Tole, who works for a company that exchanges commercial frying oil and was parked in a loading dock area of a hotel. Detectives reviewed surveillance footage from the Marriott, which captured the incident and showed Sanchez approaching Tole's truck and beginning a conversation, the affidavit said. CNN has reached out to the hotel to review the footage. Tole told detectives that Sanchez, whom he did not recognize, smelled of alcohol and was slurring his speech. He also said that Sanchez had climbed up into the cab of the truck despite Tole insisting he should not enter. The footage reviewed by detectives showed Sanchez grabbing Tole and throwing him up against a wall. Tole told detectives that he pepper-sprayed Sanchez and, when the former NFL QB continued to advance toward him, Tole pulled out his knife and struck him several times. Tole told police that he took out his knife and stabbed Sanchez 2 or 3 times and then fell into the dumpster and some pallets that were on the ground. He said he felt he was in a life-or-death situation as Sanchez was on top of him, before eventually getting back to his feet. A lawsuit filed on Tole's behalf against Sanchez, and Fox states that the truck driver was bleeding profusely and severely injured after the incident. The suit adds that Tole suffered permanent disfigurement, loss of function, other physical injuries, emotional distress and other damages. The lawsuit accuses Fox Corporation of not supervising Sanchez's behavior and that it should have known about his propensity for drinking and/or harmful conduct. Sanchez later told a detective that he could barely remember anything from the incident, and that he did not know who it involved or where it happened. Thank you for watching.